Have you ever thought about what kind of world grown-ups are leaving for us kids? This isn't just a random question. It's like a big, serious, think about it for a second kind of thing. Every choice grown-ups make, it's not just about them. It's like throwing a stone in a pond, making ripples that reach us, future kids. Think about me, for example. I'm 9, I love learning, and I've got a whole bunch of dreams. But there's something really heavy I have to carry around. I look at the world around me, all the cool and amazing things, but also the ouchies we've given it. The weather is going all crazy, the oceans look like my toy box after a play date, and people everywhere seem really mad at each other. It's all a bit much. I mean, why are grown-ups leaving this kind of world for us to take care of? I hear them yakking on about change and making things better for us kiddos. Big words and fancy promises are all over the TV, but the problems just stick around. I see the big difference between what they say and what they do. The weather is getting scarier, threatening all the cool animals and plants we need to live. The oceans, which are like the Earth's juice box, are choking on all the junk we've thrown at them, and all the fighting, caused by wanting more toys and not liking someone for being different, is tearing families apart and making everyone really sad. This isn't the kind of stuff we want to be remembered for, right? They don't really want us to be left with this world, do they? But every day, through what they do and don't do, they're building our future. That's what they say, and doing basically nothing about it. The world we'll wake up to tomorrow is like clay being shaped by grown-ups' choices today. So the real question is, are grown-ups just watching the world fall apart? Or are they really trying to make it better for us? Are they just good at making promises, or do they actually keep them? It's not just about talking, but also doing. Are adults only talking about change, or are they also doing something about it? It's something to really think about as we step into tomorrow, with our future being shaped by their hands. Guess what? The Earth is getting super hot, super fast, but are adults doing anything about it? Try imagining a world where summer is like a scary movie, not a fun vacation. A world where it's always hot like a pizza oven and there's never enough water. Kinda like when your mom forgets to water the plants. That's the spooky world we're speeding towards if we don't do something about this thing called climate change. It's not just a big word grown-ups throw around. It's a real thing that's happening right now, and it's going faster than a cheetah. Did you know the Earth's temperature has gone up by more than 1 degree since your great-great-great-grandparents' time? It may not seem like a big deal, but it's like having a fever. When your temperature goes up by just 1 degree, you start feeling yucky. When it goes up by 2, you get really sick. It's the same thing with our planet. This heating up thing is causing lots of problems. And I'm not just talking about super hot summers and less chilly and nice real winters. I'm talking about a big mess of crazy weather like super strong storms, floods, and even fires. I'm talking about ice melting like a popsicle on a hot day and sea levels going up, which is a big problem for cities by the sea and little islands. Have you ever wondered about the alarming amount of plastic flooding our oceans? It's a distressing reality that's spiraled out of control. Images of a sea turtle ensnared in a plastic bag, a bird mistakenly feeding on bottle caps, or a dolphin ensnared in a discarded net are an everyday occurrence. Isn't an isolated incident, but rather a global catastrophe. Our oceans increasingly resemble a plastic junkyard, a chilling sight that threatens the existence of our precious marine life and disrupts the beauty of our underwater realms. Every year, an unbelievable amount of plastic waste contaminates our oceans. It's as if adults relentlessly dumping an entire garbage truck of plastic into the sea minute by minute every single day. Can you fathom that? What's worse, much of this plastic sinks into the ocean depths, fragmenting into minuscule particles that infiltrate every nook and cranny of the oceanic world. Once it's there, it poses an almost insurmountable challenge to eliminate. This heartbreaking state of affairs is deeply unsettling. It's the adults of today who are culpable, who have turned our serene blue oceans into a repulsive plastic stew. Despite some efforts, like banning plastic bags, beach cleanups, and initiatives, it feels like we're barely scratching the surface of this colossal problem. It's akin to attempting to drain the ocean with a mere teaspoon. Real change needs to be monumental. Adults need to fundamentally rethink our relationship plastic, preventing it from polluting our rather than futilely attempting to clean up the aftermath. It's incumbent upon us to acknowledge adults' faults and take decisive action, and adults need to act promptly. It's not just about us, it's about our younger siblings and their future. Do we want to bequeath them an ocean teeming with plastic? Plastic? Surely the answer must be a resounding no. It's within our power to shape the legacy they leave behind. Wars, like, they're messing up our world totally, but are adults, like, trying hard enough to stop them? It's like these questions that just won't stop popping in my mind. They, like, really need to be asked and answered too. So, you gotta picture me, a 9-year-old girl, watching the news, seeing all these countries fighting, war everywhere, and people dying. I can't help but ask, why can't grown-ups just stop fighting? It's such a simple question, but it's like been asked by kids forever, and no grown-up has an answer. Like, there are wars everywhere, from east to west, north to south. No place in our world is safe from the really, really sad stuff war causes. It's not just about fighting for land or stuff. It's about real people, families being split up, kids like me growing up scared all the time. It's about homes turning into piles of bricks, dreams being broken, and futures looking all shaky. Are we trying hard enough to stop these wars? Are adults doing enough to make peace, to talk things out, to meet halfway? Or are they just like passing on the fighting stuff to the next generation, leaving us to fix a world that's all messed up? Watching news, my eyes are super wide, all scared and confused. I see the pain, the loss, the destruction. I see grown-ups, the ones who are supposed to look after us, unable to stop all this bad stuff. I see a world burning, and I wonder, is this the world I get when I grow up? Is this the world they're leaving for me? Wars, they're messing everything. But are adults trying hard enough to stop them? It's a question we all gotta think about. A question we all gotta answer. 'Cause if we can't live in peace now, what hope is there for kids like me? Okay, grown-ups, listen up. It's time to stop yakking and start doing. You always ask, are we ready? We kids are ready, so should you be. That question is like a game of hide and seek in the quiet, a puzzle that keeps floating around. We see the world that you're leaving us. It's filled with bad weather, oceans filled with icky plastic, and mean fights that hurt the earth and people. We're just kids, and sometimes we're scared. We're afraid because we don't understand why grown-ups are passing all these big problems to us. I mean, you've been talking about this stuff for like forever. But all this talk isn't doing anything. Talking doesn't make the air cleaner. It's not remove the plastic from the sea. It doesn't make people stop fighting. It's time to stop promising and start actually doing something about this problem. Doing can look different for everyone. It can be as easy as using less, using again, and sorting our trash. It can be as hard as making big rules in the government. It can be as personal as teaching us, your kids, to love and care for our world. But doing stuff needs hard work. It might mean giving up some cool stuff we're used to. It might mean standing up to the guys, asking for changes, and not being afraid to speak up. At the end of the day, it's not about what's easy. It's about doing what's right. It's about making sure that kids like me have a future we can look forward to. A future where the air is fresh, the oceans are sparkly, and peace is more than just a wish. We, young generation, believe in you, grown-ups. I believe that you can change things to keep our future safe. It's a belief just like my trust in Santa, but it's something I hope you can make real. Have the power to shape the world we'll grow up in. It's time to show it. Let's not leave us a world that's broken. Let's leave us a world worth fighting for.